Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Daysi DIY. Today I'm sharing with you guys a beautiful Valentine's DIYs. I hope you enjoy. If you do, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. For the first project, I'm going to be using one wood heart that I got from Dollar Tree, and here's the item number just in case if you guys need it. And to paint it, I'm using the Waverly chalk paint on color moss. I did one coat and I just let it dry. And once it's completely dry, what I did, I used the Waverly anti-wax just to distress it a little bit on the edges. And you guys can distress your pieces at the way that you guys want. And also, I didn't paint on the back because I was not pretty sure what to do with the heart when I was doing this project, to be honest. So I was thinking to do something different, but it turned out another project. So the other thing that I'm going to be using, this beautiful love heart that I found at my Dollar Tree, and I just removed one heart. And to paint it, I'm using the Waverly anti-wax, and I just did one coat and I just let it dry. I always love to use this piece of butt sponge because you don't use that much paint. It's really great to use it. I'm going to be using this wall decor piece, and I just removed the image. And you guys don't need to paint it because when I removed the image, it was already white. But on the edges, you guys can see the wood. So to fix that, I just used the Rust-Oleum chalk paint and I just covered the edges and just on a few parts. I'm going to be creating lines. I just grabbed this painter stick and I just use it as a guide to do the lines, and it worked just perfect for me. Once I'm done creating the lines, I just grab a piece of paper towel and it's a little bit wet, and I just distress the lines a little bit, and it works amazing, this technique. And I decide to use again this anti-wax just to distress it a little bit on the wood piece on the top because it was a little bit light, the color. I didn't like it that much. And also I just went over on the edges of the sign too, so it can blend all together. You guys know that I love to distress my pieces all the time. And once it's completely dry, with the sandpaper I just went over to remove a little bit of the anti-wax, and it gives this finished look that I really love it. I'm gonna be using this wood glue in a combination with hot glue to glue the heart, and I just glue first the wood piece to the sign, and once I was done, I just placed the love heart on the top. And I didn't use wood glue, but I think it's better to use the wood glue for permanent hold. I think it's way better. And I just create this raffia bow that I made. It was just really simple bow, and I will show you at the end of the video how I created, just in case if you guys want to see how I do it. I didn't like it how it turned out, so I just create this messy bow with the different ribbons that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just place them all together, and with the piece of Juth twine I just tie it, and I just place that raffia bow on the top. And also I didn't show you the part, but I just placed one button in the middle because it was missing something else on the sign, but you guys can just leave it, have your preference. I think it turned out really beautiful, the sign. And like I said, I was not really confident on what I was gonna do with this heart, and I think it turned out really beautiful. I love it. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about our first project? For the next project, I'm going to be using this beautiful love heart that I removed from a jar. What I'm gonna do to paint it, I'm using the same anti-wax and I just did one coat. And to distress it a little bit, the heart, because it was not blending with my milk jar that I'm going to be using. So I just used that Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color white, and I just used a little bit of the paint, and it turned out really beautiful once I did this because it shows way better. I just did 2 knots on the top so it can give the effect that they have like wood beads, and it turned out really beautiful. And I just want to show you that I always use my lighter just to burn a little bit so it can have this finished look that I really love. And I just want to show you that I got this metal milk jar at Dollar General last year, and I'm not pretty sure if I paid that $4.50 for it or it was less than that, because I'm always finding great deals when I go to the store. So I just placed the heart in the middle. And to place inside, you guys can use any greenery. I'm gonna be using this eucalyptus that I got at Walmart. It was a touch that I need and it turned out really beautiful. I love it. But please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this easy project that I create for you guys? For our next DIY, I'm going to be using this shadow box that I got from Dollar Tree, and I got it last year or more than a year. I'm not sure, but I didn't got it this year. So what I did, I just removed these beautiful cats that they have on the top, and I decided to remove this part from the frame so we can remove that image, and we're going to place another image on the top. But I think you don't need to remove that image, but you guys know that I love to remove that image from the sign. I'm going to be using this free printable that I found on Google, and I just cut it to the side of the shadow box with my pencil. I just trace it and I just use my scissors to cut it. And to put the image, I'm going to be using this Mod Podge. I just did first one coat and I just placed my image. And once I was done, I did another coat so we can seal that image. And I just let it dry completely. And once we're done, we're going to place the piece back to the shadow box, and it was really easy to put it back. And to reinforce it a little bit, I just used a little bit of hot glue, and also I just placed this little hook that it had the shadow box so we can hang this beautiful decor piece on our wall, or you guys can just place it on a coffee table. And I just create another beautiful raffia bow, and I will show you how I did it. You guys can place it on the top or in the middle or in the side. It depends on you. I prefer to place it in the middle, and it turned out really beautiful. I love it how it looks, and it was really simple DIY to create. But please let me know, what do you guys think about this project? For For the next project, I'm going to be using this wood holder that I got from Dollar Tree, and I got it this year. And to paint it, I'm going to be using the Waverly anti-wax, and I'm just using a piece of the bad sponge that I got from Dollar Tree as well. And I just cut one piece. And what I did, I just wet that sponge a little bit, so it was more easy to paint this wood holder, and it worked amazing. And I just did one coat and I just let it dry. I just grabbed a piece of cardboard and I just grabbed one wood X and I just traced it, because that wood X, they were a little bit small to place it inside of the wood holders. I just create them with the cardboard so they can be a little bit bigger. And to paint it, I'm gonna be using the Restore chalk paint. I just did one coat and I just let it dry, and also I just paint on the back so they can have a finished look. I just reused the same piece of foam that I removed from the other project, and I just placed them on the back of the X so they can have this 3D effect. And I'm just using hot glue to glue them, and I just placed first the X and the heart, and I didn't want to show you that part, but I didn't paint the heart on the back. Can you guys believe it? It was kind of late to do the project, so I'm like, oh, just leave them. I think it won't show on the back and it won't show, but it's hard to believe it. I didn't paint it, because I always paint all my pieces so they can have really good finish on the back. And here's the part where I'm going to show you how I create the raffia bows. I hope you guys can see how I create them. There's a few persons that they ask me to show every time when I'm creating the bows, so you guys can see and have an idea how I create it. I just want to put this part for you guys, and I hope you guys like it. And I create two beautiful raffia bows to place it on the top of the heart. And also I decide to use a piece of sandpaper just to remove a little bit of the anti-wax so it can show a little bit more of that wood, and it turned out really beautiful once I did this. And I didn't film this part because when I turned off the camera, an idea came out, because my daughter, she was playing with this piece when I was done. So there was these wood cubes inside, and I was like, I think it would look really beautiful to put them just like a legs, and it turned out really beautiful. So with the same paint, the anti-wax, I painted, and I grabbed two pieces of the wood cubes and I just glued them together, and I just placed it on the bottom, and it turned out really beautiful. And I just placed one red button in the middle of the raffia bow because it was missing something else. And this is how it looks at project once we're done. It turned out really beautiful. I love the color and everything. But please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? For the next DIY, we're gonna be using this wood frame that I got from Dollar Tree. It's the first time that I see this wood frame, and I think they're really beautiful. I'm going to remove that piece of paper from the top, and also on the back of the frame, I'm going to use my scissors to cut the piece of this jute twine so we can remove these clothespins also. So the next thing, I'm going to be using this piece of paper that I had on hand. I just search on Google for a free printable wallpaper, and I just printed. And once I was done, I'm gonna be using my wood frame to put it on the top, and with my pencil I'm just gonna start tracing it. And once I'm done, I'm gonna use my scissors to cut it. Also, I'm gonna be using this mud patch that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna do one coat to put it on the top of the frame so we can put our image. And I'm just using this small brush that I got from Dollar Tree, and once I was done, I just placed that image on the top, and with my hands I just trying to smooth the paper a little bit. So with this, I just use it to poke the little holes that it had the frame so we can put that piece of jute twine. And once I was done, I decided to use another coat on Mod Podge to put it on the top to seal it. The next thing, we're just gonna remove this from the clothespin so we can start painting it. So to paint it, I'm using the Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax, and I'm gonna be using this small brush that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna do one coat and I'm just gonna let it dry. Also, I'm gonna be using this metal heart that I had on hand. It's from a sign that I had from Dollar Tree, and I just remove it. So what I decide to do, I use the Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax to distress it a little bit, and once I was done, I just let it dry. Also, I'm using this small heart that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just use the same paint. And once I was done, I just used this small piece of paper to remove a little bit of the paint. So you guys can see, I'm just using hot glue to glue it. I will recommend you guys to use it 6000 because it didn't work out. It came out really easy. So I will recommend you guys to use it 6000. So I decided to put a small bow in the middle. I just created with a piece of jute twine that I got from Dollar Tree. So once I was done, we're just gonna put everything together. So you guys can see, I'm just placing 2 clothespins, and I just glue the small piece of jute twine really well on the back of the frame. And once I was done, I just placed the heart in the middle, and this is how it looks once you're done. If you guys want, you guys can just leave it the way it is. I think it turned out really beautiful, but I decided to do one more step. So I'm gonna be using 2 craft sticks that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna be using my pencil to mark it at the side that I needed to cut it. So once I cut one, I just use it as a template to cut the other one, and I just use my scissors to cut it. The next thing, I'm using the Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax, and I'm just gonna do one coat and I'm just gonna let it dry. So to paint it, I'm using a small piece of this bud sponge. I'm gonna do the same step with the other one. Also, I'm gonna be using this flexible stencil that I got from Dollar Tree, and to hold the stencil, I'm using a small piece of painter's tape that I got from Dollar Tree as well. And to paint it, I'm using the Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white, and I just did 2 coats and I just let it dry. And to paint it, I'm using this small brush from Dollar Tree as well. So once it's completely dry, I just remove the stencil, and to glue it, I'm just gonna use hot glue. But if you guys want a stone hole, I would recommend you guys to use wood glue. So you guys can see, I just placed the 2 wood craft sticks right here on the edges of the frame. I didn't measure anything, I just kind of eyeball it. The next thing, I'm gonna be using these thumbtacks that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna need 4 in total. So with my plier, I decided to cut the pointy part all the way, and once I was done, I'm just gonna use hot glue to glue it. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. I really love it so much, but please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? For the next project, I'm going to be using the other side of the wood house, and also I'm going to be using this gift wrap that I got at TJ Maxx, and I got it on Christmas. So I'm just going to use a small piece, and I'm just going to place my wood house on the top, and with my pencil I'm going to start tracing the wood house. And once I was done, I just used my scissors to cut it. Once we're done, I'm going to be using this Mud Podge that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just using this small brush that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just did one coat and I just put that image on the top. And also I decided to use one coat of Mud Podge on the top. The next thing we're going to be doing, we're just going to start recreating hearts with cardboard. So for that, I'm using this chalkboard tags that I got from Dollar Tree, has a template. So I decided to do this step for you guys because not all of us has this Dollar Tree that they carry all the stuff that we need. So I just wanted to create it for you guys with something easy that everybody can have on hand. So what I did, I just used my pencil to mark the heart, and once I was done, I just used my scissors to cut it, and this is how it looks once they're completely done. And to paint it, I'm using the Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white that I got from Amazon, and also I'm gonna be using this Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax, and I'm just gonna use it to distress the heart. So you guys can see I'm not painting the heart all the way because I want the cardboard to show a little bit. So once I was done, I decided to paint the edges of the heart, and I did the same step with the small one. And also I'm gonna be using this Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax, and I'm just gonna use it to distress the heart. So I'm just doing first the edges, and once I was done, I just painted a little bit the inside. Also I decided to use the same paint to distress it a little bit the top of the wood house, but I didn't use a lot, so you guys can see it was just a little bit. So you guys can see on the edges of the wood house it still had a little bit of extra paper. So to fix that, I just used my sandpaper and I just sanded very well, and I just removed this extra paper. And once I was done, I just started gluing everything together, and to glue it I just used hot glue. The next thing, I'm gonna be using this jute twine that I got from Dollar Tree. So I just want to show you, you guys can just wrap the jute twine a few times the wood house, and you just use hot glue to glue it on the back, and you guys are done. I cannot do that because I just used the other side for the other project that I just create. So what I did, I just cut 3 small strands of the jute twine, and I just used hot glue to glue it. And with the remaining piece, I just used my scissors to cut it. And also I decided to create this small bow to put it on the middle. I just used the same jute twine. Also I'm gonna be using this berry mix that I got from Walmart, and I'm just using this piece of the greenery, and I just cut it on half, and I just place it right here on the side of the bow. And to glue it, I just use hot glue. Also I decided to paint it the greenery a little bit. So to paint it, I used the Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white. I just used a little bit of paint, and to paint it I just used this small brush. The next thing, I'm gonna be using this lavender picks that I got from Walmart, and I'm just using this part of the greenery to put it right here on the side. I just cut small pieces to put it, and I just use hot glue to glue it. And this is how it looks, our project. I just love everything about this project, but please, like I always mention, let me know in the comments down below what do you guys think about this other project. For the next DIY, I'm going to be using these love wood letters that I got at Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to remove just that tag. And also I'm going to be using this free printable that I found on Google. If you guys have any scrapbook page, you guys can use it. I'm just using what I had on hand, and I'm just going to be using my pencil to trace it first so we can cut it. So my image, it was a little bit smaller, and it was really easy to fix. I just grabbed the remaining piece of the image, and I just traced the letter E. So once I was done, I thought I was recording, but by mistake I was not. but don't worry, you guys see me lots of times how I place my image into the pieces. It was really easy. First, I did one cut on Mod Podge on the letters and I just placed that image. And once I was done with the brush, I just tried to smooth a little bit if it has any wrinkles, and I just did another cut on Mod Podge and I just put it to the side and let it dry completely. I just want to show you on the edges, it had like extra paper from the image, and I always just grab a piece of sandpaper and I just remove that extra paper. I'm going to be using a few pieces of the painter sticks that I always had on hand. I never throw these pieces away because I'm always thinking I can do something else and I can reuse them. So today is the day that I'm going to reuse these pieces. So I just grabbed 3 pieces. I didn't cut them, like I said, I just had it at that side. So to paint it, I'm using the Waverly anti-wax. I just did one coat and I just let it dry. And once we're done painting the painter sticks, I decide with the same piece of bad sponge just to distress the letters a little bit. For me, I didn't like how they look, so I just used a little bit of the paint. But if you guys don't love to distress your pieces, don't worry, you guys can just be done with your project. But I always love to distress my pieces. So once they're completely dry, the pieces, I'm going to grab a piece of sandpaper just to remove a little bit of the paint so it can show the wood a little bit and the edges. I just want to show you the difference between the 2 pieces. It turned out really beautiful. It gives so much detail to the wood pieces. I just love it. And I did the same step with the other 2 pieces. I just placed the 3 pieces on the back of the heart. My pieces, they were a little bit smaller, so that's the reason why I just used my pencil just to trace it a little bit more so I can guide from those lines to place the wood pieces on the back. And I just use hot glue to glue it, but I think it's better to use wood glue for permanent hold. Also in the back, to reinforce it a little bit more, I just use more hot glue, and that's the only thing that I did for this project. If you guys want, you guys can hang this beautiful love sign on your wall, or you guys can use just a wreath. I think it will look really beautiful on the top of the wreath, and just place it like in your front door or inside of your house. I think it will look beautiful too. And this is how it looks at project once we're done. It turned out really beautiful. I love the color and everything, but please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? For our next DIY, I'm going to be using this beautiful wood jar that I got last year. If you guys want, you guys can use the back of that jar to do this project, but I decided to remove that image. So with this pocket knife, I just tried to score a little bit on the bottom part where it has the lid. The lid is made of this burlap, so I really love it how it looks on the top of the jar. So that's the reason why I didn't want to remove the lid. And to paint it, I'm going to be using the Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color white. I did one coat and I just let it dry. Also, I decided to use a piece of this painter's tape just to cover the bottom part of the lid, because I didn't want to paint it all the way, but in the end I didn't like it how it turns out, because it didn't blend very well once I paint the jar. So I'm like, let's distress it a little bit so it can blend all together. I'm going to create some lines on the top of the jar, and for that I'm just going to be using this painter stick, and it was really easy for me to create the lines because I didn't measure anything. I just marked the lines twice, and once I was done I just grabbed a piece of paper towel, and my paper towel it's a little bit wet, and I just went over on the top just to distress the lines a little bit, and it works amazing. This technique, it's way better to distress the lines. Also, I decided to use this Waverly anti-wax just to give more distressed look to the jar. I just love to start first on the edges, and once I'm done, I just go inside and put a little bit of the paint. And once I like the way that I distress my jar, I just let it dry for a little bit, and I go over on the top with a piece of sandpaper just to remove and blend the two colors together. It turns out really beautiful once we do these steps. And I know there's a lot of people that they don't love to distress their pieces, but I do love to, and that's the reason why I always do different techniques. I'm gonna be using this nautical rope that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just cut a piece and I just place it on the top, and I just start creating a heart, and I just use hot glue to glue it. I see the video and I'm like, I think it's way easy to trace first a heart and use that nautical rope all around. I think it's way easy. I just did the hard way, and I didn't like it very well because my heart, it was not all the way in the middle. Also, I'm gonna be using the other type of this nautical rope, and I just place it inside, and it was more easy to place it. I create this beautiful raffia bow to place it on the middle, and I think it will look really beautiful to put in the middle, like just one button. Also, I just grabbed this metal love and I just place it, and it turned out really beautiful. I love it. I just reused the same hanger so we can hang this beautiful jar. If you guys want, you guys can use like a piece of that plant hanger. If you guys want to, you guys can cover the holes too, and just put like a few pieces of jingle blocks on the back so it can stand up the piece. But please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this other project? For the next project, I'm gonna be using a piece of this calendar that I got this year, and I'm just gonna be cutting this piece. I just grab a piece of cardboard and I create one heart. I'm gonna be using this Mod Podge, and I just did one coat and I just placed the image on the top, and also the image I just cut it at the shape of the heart also. If you guys want, you guys can do another cut on Mod Podge in the top. And once it's completely dry, I decide to use this Juth twine just to give a finished look on the edges of the heart, because you guys know that I just used a piece of cardboard and I didn't like it how it looks. And also when I was done, I decided to do another layer of the jute twine so it can be a little bit thick, and it turned out really beautiful. Once we're done, we're just gonna place the heart on the middle, and I'm just reusing the same cutting board that I create on my channel, and I will link it down in my description box below so you guys can see step by step what I did. And I just create another beautiful raffia bow and with another piece of jute twine, and I just create another bow and I just put them in the middle, and also I just placed another button, and it turned out really beautiful. I love it, and it was missing a few pieces of the other type of greenery, and I just grabbed a few pieces that I have, and it turned out really beautiful. This cutting board, I've been reusing it for a few projects that I already create for you guys, and I think it was really easy and simple to do. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. I really love it so much, but please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? For the next DIY, we're gonna be using two books that I got from Dollar Tree. So I'm gonna be using a piece of this gift bag that I had on hand. I cannot remember from where I got it. Maybe they gave me something and I just saved the bag, you know. So what I did, I just put my book on the top, and with my pencil I just mark it at the side that I need for my book, and with my scissors I just cut it. So once I was done, I just used this adhesive spray that I got from Dollar Tree. It's the first time that I'm gonna be using it, and it works very well. I just love it how it turns out because I didn't use Mod Podge to put it. I just used this adhesive. Also, the nice about this, because my bag, it was a little bit wrinkled, so it kind of smoothed all the wrinkles. So once I was done, I just put my book on the top and I just smoothed all the wrinkles so it can look smooth, the book. And this is how it looks once you're done. The next thing, we're going to be using this Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white, and also I'm going to be using this Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax that I got from Walmart. So I decided to distress the books a little bit. If you guys want, you guys can just leave it the way it is. They look really beautiful too. But I decided to distress it so you guys can see I'm not using a lot of paint. I'm just using a little bit, and I just did on the back and the front and also the side of the book. And once I was done, I just used this Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax that I got from Walmart to distress it a little bit, and I just did the same step with the other book. Also, I'm gonna be using this sandpaper that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just start sanding on the top of the book so it can look a little bit more distressed, the book. And with the sandpaper, I just sand the edges of the book so we can just remove the extra paper that I had on the edges of the book. I'm going to use a piece of cardboard to create a heart. So if you guys don't have this wood heart that Dollar Tree has, I want to recreate it with an easy thing that you guys can have on hand. So what I did, I just did one bigger heart and two mediums and also three small ones. So once I was done tracing the hearts with my pencil, I just used my scissors to cut it, and I'm just gonna do the same step with the other hearts. And this is how it looks once you're done. So you guys can see I have one big heart, two mediums, and three small ones. And to paint it, I'm going to be using that Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white, and also I'm going to be using the Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax. I'm going to be using this small brush that I got from Ross, so I'm just going to do one coat and I'm just going to let it dry. So you guys can see I'm not painting the heart all the way because I want the cardboard to show a little bit. So once I was done, I just paint the edges of the heart and also the back. So this is how it looks once you're done. The next thing, I'm using the Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax to distress the heart. So you guys can see I'm just doing the edges first, and once I'm done, I'm just going to paint a little bit inside. I'm going to use this flexible stencil that I got from Dollar Tree, and to hold the stencil, I'm using a piece of painter's tape that I got from Dollar Tree as well. And to paint it, I'm using the Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white, and I'm just going to be using this small brush to paint it. I did 3 coats and I just let it dry, and this is how it looks once you're done. So I decided to put the word believe and success. And once we're done, we're just going to glue the hearts together. So I want to give my heart a 3D effect, and for that I'm using this foam tape that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just used a small piece to put them in the back of the heart. And once I was done, I just glue it together, and to glue it I just use hot glue. I'm going to glue the heart on the top of the book, and to glue it I'm going to use hot glue, but if you guys want a strong hold, you guys can use E6000. Also, I decided to use this ribbon that I had on hand, and I just wrap it twice on the book, and I just tie it very well, and I just create this small bow on the top. So the next thing, if you guys want, you guys can just leave it the way it is, but I decided to put the 2 hearts on the side, and to glue it I just use hot glue. I just want to show you guys, if you guys want, you guys can put greenery here on the top and it will look really beautiful. Or if you guys want, you guys can put the greenery right here on the bottom of the heart. Any option, it will look really beautiful. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. I really love it so much, but please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? For the next project, I'm going to be reusing this wood crate that I just created in my channel. I have this video and I will link it down below for you guys. Also, I'm going to be using this wood heart that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be creating a small bow to put them in the middle. And for that, I'm just using this ribbon that I got from Amazon. And once I'm done creating the small bow, I'm just going to use hot glue to glue everything. If you guys want a strong hold, I would recommend you guys to use wood glue, so you can glue the heart to the wood crate. And to put it inside of the wood crate, I'm just going to be using a piece of this greenery that I got from Walmart. If you guys can put anything that you guys want, you guys can put like bottles or any decoration that you guys have for this Valentine's Day. Also, I'm gonna be using this candle holder that I got from Dollar Tree. So I didn't show you how I paint this candle holder because I painted a long time, but it was really easy. I just used a Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white, and I just did one coat. And once it was completely dry, what I did, I used this sandpaper to sand just a few part of the candle holder so it can look a little bit distressed. And once it was done, that's all I did for this candle holder. So if you guys want, you guys can just glue the wood crate on the top with the candle holder. You guys can use hot glue, or you guys can use, for a strong hold, E6000. But I decided not to glue it because I want to reuse that candle holder to put a different kind of decor on top of this. And this is how it looks our project. I just love everything about this project, but please, like I always mention, Let me know in the comments down below what do you guys think about this other project. For the next DIY, I'm going to be using one wood decor sign that I got from Dollar Tree, and here's the item number if you guys need it. To paint it, I'm using the Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white that I got from Amazon. So I'm just going to do one coat and I'm just going to let it dry. So you guys can see, I'm starting painting it a little bit, the sign. I want the wood to show a little bit through. You guys know that I love this technique, so it can has this distressed look that we're looking for. Also, I just paint the edges of the heart too. And to distress the heart, I'm using the Waverly chalk paint uncolored anti-wax that I got from Walmart. So with my brush, I'm just using a little bit of paint and I'm just doing first the edges of the heart. And once I'm done doing the edges, I'm just going to start painting a little bit inside of the heart. You guys can see I'm not using a lot of paint. So once we're done, we're just going to start creating lines. And for that, I'm just using my pencil. I'm going to be using this color pencil on color brown, and I'm just gonna do the same step. So I didn't measure anything, I just kind of eyeball it and I just create these lines. So once I was done, I'll just start distressing the lines with my finger. The next thing, I'm going to be using this 3D wreath that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm using the bigger one. So in the part where the wreath it was connected, I just bent it a little bit and I just disconnected the wreath. Once I was done, I just start creating this heart and I just give it the shape of the heart. I'm using this nautical robe that I got from Dollar Tree. It's the first time that they have this nautical robe and I was really happy. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take it all apart so that we have 3 separate strings. And once I'm done doing that, I'm just gonna start gluing it on the wreath. And to glue it, I'm just using a little bit of hot glue. So I'm gonna do the same step until I finish covering all the wreath all around. So on the end, what I did with the remain piece, I just used my scissors to cut it. And once I was done, you guys can see this part that it's kind of unraveled. So to fix that, I just want to put this jute twine all around. And once I was done, I just used a little bit of hot glue to hold it. So I just start wrapping it a few times. And once I was done, I just used my scissors to cut it. So it kind of looks that we just create small tassels on the end of the heart. Once I was done, I just glued this part of the middle of the heart so it can hold weight better. And once I was done, I just glued the heart on the top of the wood heart. Also, I'm gonna be using this welcome sign that I got from Dollar Tree. I think they're from Valentines too. I had it for a really long time. So I'm just gonna put it right here in the middle, and to glue it, I'm just using hot glue. Also, I'm gonna be using a few pieces of this greenery to put on the bottom, and to glue it, I'm just using hot glue. And to hang our wall decor piece, I just used the same jute twine that it came with. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about this project? I think it turned out really beautiful. Please let me know what you guys think. For the next project, we're going to be using one picture frame that I got from Dollar Tree, and it's the first time that my Dollar Tree has this picture frame. So I'm going to be using the back of the picture frame. I'm going to be using 8 wood craft sticks that I got from Dollar Tree as well. What I did, I just used my pencil to mark it at the side that I needed, and once I cut it, I'm going to be using this. I'm going to use it as a template to cut the rest of it of the wood craft sticks. And once we're done, I'm gonna be using this Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax that I got from Walmart. So to paint up the wood craft sticks, I'm using a piece of this bad sponge that I got from Dollar Tree. So I just did one coat and I just let it dry. Also, I decided to paint the back of the picture frame because once we put the wood craft sticks on the top, it shows a little bit. The next thing, I'm gonna be using this wood cutout heart that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just using one heart, and to paint it I'm using the Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white, and I'm just gonna do one coat and I'm just gonna let it dry. Also, I'm using the Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax to distress the heart. So you guys can see I'm not painting the heart all the way because I want the wood to show a little bit, and once we're done we're gonna be painting the edges of the heart too. We're just gonna start distressing the heart, and you guys can see I'm just using a little bit of paint on the edges of the heart, and once we're done painting the edges, we're just going to be painting inside, but just a little bit to distress it. I'm going to use a piece of burlap that I got from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to be using this wood heart that I got from Dollar Tree as well. So I just use it as a template to mark it with my pencil. And once I mark it, I just use my scissors to cut it. And also I'm going to be using a piece of this jute twine that I got from Dollar Tree. So I just create a small bow to put them in the middle. So once we're done, we're just going to glue everything together. To glue it, I'm just going to use hot glue. The next thing we're going to be doing, we're just going to start gluing the woodcraft sticks on the top, and for that I'm just using hot glue, but if you guys want a strong hold you guys can use wood glue. So you guys can see I just start gluing first the bottom, and once I was done I just glued the top and I went back and forward so they can be even, the woodcraft sticks and the frame. And once I was done I just put my frame all back together. So now we're just gonna put the heart on the top, and to glue it I'm just using hot glue, but if you guys want a strong hold I would recommend you guys to use wood glue. And this is how it looks at project once we're done. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about this project? I think it turned out really beautiful. I just love it. All the colors blend together. Let me know, what do you guys think about this project? For the next project, we're going to be using one wood heart that I got from Dollar Tree. It's the first time that I see these wood hearts. They're really good quality. I just love it. So what we're going to do, we're just going to start removing the paper from the top. You guys can remove it. It was really easy to remove it. Or if you guys want, you guys can just sand all the glitter and just paint it in the top. So I decided to remove it, and this is how it looks once you remove the paper from the top and also the label. So to paint it, we're going to be using the Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint on color white. So I'm going to do one coat and I'm just going to let it dry. So you guys can see I'm not painting the sign all the way because I want that wood to show a little bit. The next thing we're going to be doing, we're just going to start recreating these lines and our sign. So for me, it was really easy to guide from these lines and just start marking the lines on the side. Once I was done connecting the lines, I just start distressing the lines so it can look more distressed, the lines. Also, I'm going to be using this color pencil on color black that I got from Walmart. So I'm just going to start marking the lines a little bit dark so it can show a little bit more. So once we're done, we're just going to use our finger to distress the line. I'm going to use this Craftwise chalkboard paint on color ink that I got from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to be using this brush and I'm just using a little bit of paint to distress the edges of the heart. You guys can see I'm not using a lot of paint. The next thing, we're gonna use this jute twine that I got from Dollar Tree. So what I did, I just cut a few pieces of this jute twine to create a small braid. So you guys can see in each side of the braid, it has 3 strands. And once I was finished doing this, I just start creating the braid, and on the end of them, I just tie it very well. And once I was done, I'm gonna be using this Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax, and I'm just gonna do 1 coat and I'm just gonna let it dry. So I decided to do this step so it can look a little bit distressed, the braid. Also, I'm gonna be using this greenery that I had on hand. It's from Walmart. So I just cut a few pieces to put it right here in the middle. And to glue it, I'm just gonna use hot glue. So the next thing, we're just gonna start gluing the braid on the heart. So I just use hot glue to glue it. So you guys can see, I'm just going all around with the braid until I finish covering all the part of the greenery on the bottom. We're just trying to create like a small packet, so it kind of gives this effect that the greenery is inside of this beautiful packet. So with the remaining piece of the braid, I just use my scissors to cut it, and I just use more hot glue to glue it. I'm going to use 4 Temp tags that I got from Dollar Tree. So with my pliers, I just cut the pointy part on the top. And once I'm done, I'm going to be using this apple barrel on color burnt umber that I got from Walmart. So I just did 1 coat and I just let it dry. And once they're completely dry, we're just going to start gluing the Temp tags on the side of the heart. If you guys want a strong hole, you guys can use it 6000. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about this project? So once I was putting the Temp tags, you guys can see some of the paint came out, but it was fine. It looks really beautiful the way that they turned out. Also, I want to say, if you guys want, you guys can just put the braid all around and it will look really pretty too. But I didn't do that because I'm using the other side of the heart to do another project. For the next project, I'm going to be reusing a picture frame that I had on hand. So I got this picture frame at home and it was $20, but I'm so sure I paid like less than that because they always have their picture frame on sale. So what I did, I just removed this part from the back and also the piece of the cardboard. I'm going to be reusing the back of the picture frame for this project, and to paint it, I'm using the Rustic chalkboard paint on color white. And to paint it, I'm using this small brush that I got from Dollar Tree. So you guys can see, I'm not painting the cardboard all the way because I want the cardboard to show a little bit. So I just did 1 coat and I just let it dry. The next thing, I'm gonna be creating lines. So my piece of cardboard, it measured 12 inches. So every inch, I just start marking the lines. And once I was done, I just start connecting the lines. I just use my finger to distress the lines. I'm going to use this chalkboard tags that I got from Dollar Tree and also this ribbon that I got from Amazon. So I'm going to be using the 4 hearts, and also I just cut 4 pieces of the ribbon, and here's the measurement. It measured 8 inches just in case that you guys need it. So I'm just going to start creating a small bows to put it right here in the middle. So I'm going to do the same step with all of them, and this is how it looks once you're done. To glue it, I'm just going to use hot glue. Also, I'm going to be using this metal sign that I got from Dollar General. I just got it for $1.50. I'm just gonna place it right here in the middle, and I'm just gonna be using my pencil to mark the line so I can guide from this line to glue it. I'm going to use also these thumb tags that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna need 4. So what I did with my pliers, I just cut the pointy part of the thumb tags, and to glue our sign, I'm using the E6000 and a combination with hot glue so it can hold a little bit better. And once I'm done, I'm just going to start putting the thumb tags in the side of the middle sign, and to glue it, I'm just using hot glue. I'm just going to start gluing the heart and the bottom of the sign, and I just use my pencils. I just mark the line so I can guide from this line to put the heart. And to hang our picture frame, I'm using the same hanger that I had, but I'm going to put them on the other side of the picture frame. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. I think it turned out really beautiful. If you guys want, you guys can paint that frame any colors that you guys love. It will look really beautiful too. But please let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about this project? For the next DIY, we're gonna be using this heart that I got from Dollar Tree, and here's the item number if you guys need it. So I have this video on my channel. It's the first videos that I create on my YouTube channel, but I didn't know how to record my voice. I have that video with no audio, anything, just music. So I decided to put this video together and explain a little bit better what I'm doing in this video. So the first thing, we're gonna be using 6 tumbling blocks that I got from Dollar Tree, and to paint it, I'm using the Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax. So what I did, I just used a little bit of water and a little bit of paint to create this stain. So I just did 1 coat and I just let it dry. So the next thing, we're gonna be using this image that I look on Google, and I just look for a pre-printable. So once I was done, I just trace it with my pencil so I can cut the image. I just use my scissors to cut it so you guys can see it doesn't fit all the way the image on the wood heart. And to fix that, I'm just going to be using the remaining pieces, and I'm just going to be cutting it, and I'm just going to be fixing this so you guys can see it just works just perfect. Also, I'm going to be using this matte punch that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to do 1 coat, and I'm just going to put the image in the top. So you guys can see it didn't glue very well on the side of the heart. So I just used a little bit of more matte punch, and I just put the remaining pieces of the image on the side. Also, you guys can see it had a little bit of the image on the side, and to fix that, we're just going to use our scissors to cut it. And once we're done, we're just gonna do another coat or matte punch on the top. The next thing, we're just gonna glue the tumbling blocks together. If you guys want a strong hold, you guys can use wood glue, but I just use hot glue. So you guys can see I just glued the 4 tumbling blocks together, and I just put 1 on the top so we can create a base to put the wood heart on the top. So the other thing that I decided to do, I just used the Waverly chalk paint on color anti-wax, and I just distressed the heart a little bit on the edges. Once I was done, I just glued the heart to the base that we just create with the tumbling blocks. So you guys can see right here, I just put an extra wood block on the side because it didn't hold my sign very well. Once I was done, I just used these ear lamps that I got from Walmart, and I just put it right here on the side, and to glue it, I just use hot glue. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. It turned out really gorgeous. I just love it so much, this heart, and I just want to put it all together for you guys. But please let me know in the comments down below, with all the project that I create for you guys today, which one it was your favorite. So that was it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified every time that I upload new video. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Thank you so much and have an amazing day.